Hi first graders, it's Miss Hall here. I hope you're having a nice school year. I just wanted to give you some directions about how to make your quilt patch for the first grade quilt. The first grade quilt is a really exciting traditional project at Yorkshire. And when I say traditional, I mean it's something that happens every single year. Each first grader gets their own patch of fabric, so you'll see that you have some of that in your packet that you brought home. You're each going to have a pack of fabric. You'll need a pencil and a Sharpie, which should also be in your pack that you got sent home. And you'll also notice that I have a piece of paper underneath everything. The reason I have that is because this is going to protect my table. So if you have a placemat or a tablecloth or even just a piece of computer paper, if you could put that underneath what you're doing, that will really save your table a mess. So on here, we're going to be making a self-portrait, and a self-portrait is a drawing of you. Because when you see your square on the first grade quilt, you want to be able to see what you looked like in first grade. So I'm going to do that in pencil first, which is what I'd like you to do too. And when we're done with the pencil, we'll outline everything in Sharpie. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to start with your head. Your quilt patch, and I actually have my example right here. Your quilt patch is going to be you from your shoulders to the top of your head. So we're not worried about drawing your whole body. So I'll leave my example here just so we can see. So I'm going to start by drawing an oval right in the middle of my fabric. If you have a hard time holding your fabric down, use your fingers to hold down the fabric. Make your fingers into an L and you can hold it that way. Whenever I do an oval, I like to go around a couple of times. It helps me to make sure I'm getting the shape that I want. And I know this might be a little light and hard to see, but I will be going over it in Sharpie in a moment. So now I've got my oval. Next I need to add my neck and my shoulder. So underneath of my oval, I'm going to add 2 curved lines for my neck. And then I'll start at the bottom of that neck and draw my shoulder coming out and down. Same thing here, out and down. And I'll trace over this in Sharpie really fast so you can see what I'm talking about. So keep in mind, boys and girls, I want you to draw in pencil and trace with Sharpie at the end. I'm just going to do this so you can see a little bit more easily. Okay, so now I have my neck and my body. Now we need to go in and start adding the details that look like you. The first thing we're going to do is draw a curved line going across your neck to show where your shirt is. And then I'm going to add 2 lines down here to show where my arms meet my body. Really, that's where your armpits are. Cool. If you'd like to make what you're wearing a t-shirt, that would be great. You can keep it as long sleeves. Totally up to you. So now you've got your head and your body. Next up, let's talk about your face. So let's use 2 ovals or circles for your eyes. Right there in the middle of your face. And then inside of those eyes, you need to add the colorful part of your eyes. So that's the part that's brown or green or blue. So you're going to want to add another circle inside of your eye. On another one right here. Cool. And then right in the middle of that, you're going to need a little black circle because that's the part of your eye that's in the middle. That's the part that you see out of, called your pupil. If you'd like to give yourself some eyelashes, you could totally do eyelashes right now. If you'd rather skip the eyelashes, that's fine too. My next step is I'm going to add my nose, and I think for a nose, an L works just fine. And I'm going to give myself a smile. And in fact, in this one, I'm not really drawing myself. I'm going to draw a boy on this one, but I have my example right here. I like to put little curved lines on the end of my smile. I think it makes my cheeks look a little bit happier. And I like to put little curved lines underneath of my eyes. Again, I think it just makes it look like your smile is pushing your cheeks up onto your eyes. So we have our head, our body, our face. Next up, we need to add our eyebrows. And I know you might be thinking, Miss Hall, I don't usually draw my eyebrows. But your eyebrows are actually a really important part of your face. They help people to understand how you're feeling. So up above my eye, I'm just going to draw a really small rectangle for my eyebrows. So now I've got most of my face on there. So what are we missing? We have our eyes, nose, mouth. Looks like we're missing our ears. So your ears actually come down here right next to your eyes. And I just like to use a little C right next to your eyes so that you can see where your ears go. If you wear earrings and you want to add earrings, that's great. If you want to put some detail on your shirt, that's awesome. Your next step is you're going to want to use some markers, which you would have at home, and you'll use the markers to color in yourself. So we went through and drew our self-portrait. You'll notice I didn't put any hair on here because I'm going to use my markers to add some hair. So you're going to want to go through from here and color in yourself and color in your hair. Then what I'd like for you to do is around you, you want to add some of your favorite things about first grade so far. So I added a heart because I love all my friends at school. I added a book because I love to read, a pencil because I love to draw, and a little part of Yorkie Bear. So you're going to go through and add all those details now that you've got yourself all drawn. The last thing that really needs to happen, boys and girls, and this is very important before you return it to school, is you need to say your name nice and neat up in the corner, so that way we know who this quilt patch belongs to. One thing you want to keep in mind is that this quilt patch is going to get sewed together, so you don't want to draw anything very close to the edge because it might get covered up. If you're not sure if it's too close to the edge, you can take your pinky and put it down like that. If you can still see it past your pinky, you should probably be fine. So finish up you, add lots of color, add your hair, add a few favorite things around you, and then get it back to school to me, and we'll have it sewn into the first grade quilt. Have a lot of fun.